Say no to betting.
Say no to betting.
Say no to sports betting.
I will win. It begins with a simple idea that anyone can become rich, own their dream car, buy their dream house, in the best neighborhood in town, shop designers in the most luxurious malls, use the iPhone. Sorry, my Android pass. Nobody rates us. Simply anyone can afford to buy the life of their dreams. But the dark side to that is how easy these folks make it look. You don't have to sell anything, make anything, serve any value, or even meet anyone. Just 4 sure odds is all you need, and you are made for life. The question you fail to ask though is, how sure are those odds when the bookmakers sometimes collude to rig matches, when influencers are paid in multiple zeros in some arguably false advertising schemes to market these harmful products that get you hooked into an addiction that rather than make you money, instead leaves you at the mercy of the next loan app that is willing to lend you money? How sure are those odds when some bet gurus that share their betting slips for you to copy only invite you to their Telegram channels with a link that once you get in, you are served with affiliate links that make more money for these gurus via commissions? And it doesn't matter whether the ticket wins or loses, as these gurus are only placing a bet with the commission they get from you signing up with their affiliate links. While you, on the other hand, despite being promised wealth from nothing, is left with nothing. But that is not all. You get gaslighted into blaming yourself for not cashing out early. I guess only one game caught your ticket. Maybe next time then, right? This is a dark story about the illegal rise of sports betting and how these giant betting companies and their agents keep getting away with fraud. In our research into this topic, we found heartbreaking stories of popular sports betting companies defrauding their customers, agents of said companies using false sales reports to sell worthless betting shops to unsuspecting customers, people losing their houses, cars, and relationships, all to addiction to this gambling menace. I was stunned to discover the huge level of corruption and match fixing that happens in this industry. But what is more alarming is the increasing number of prominent and influential figures making millions of dollars from marketing and promoting this dangerous addiction that is consuming our society, with Nigerians spending $2 billion annually on sports betting. From our investigation into the sports betting industry, scam, fraud, and corruption run wild here, and I'm going to try to unpack all of that for you in this video. So get ready, we're diving into a deep rabbit hole here. Sports betting isn't something new. It has been around for centuries, but in recent years, it has become more accessible and widespread than ever before. Nigeria is one of the countries where sports betting has seen explosive growth, with over 60 million of the population engaging in some form of betting activities. I know when it gets around to the millions and billions, things kind of become vague and all, but let's try to break that down. You see, Nigeria's population is estimated to be around 213 million people. So out of 213 million, over 60 million, which comes to more than 30% of the population, engages in betting activities. Even with the dangers of gambling addiction and its impact on society, especially among the young population, we still see well-respected members of the society endorse this activity, promoting sports betting brands to the same young population. I mean, how do you explain giving an influencer 200,000 Naira to share to his followers who follow a particular betting company, and they need to show evidence that they have used that betting company in the past to place bets? Just give with the one hand and taking it back with the other, I see. A local newspaper, Business Day, made the stats look even more worrisome when it reported that over 60 million Nigerians aged between 18 and 40 years spent about $5.5 million on sports betting daily. That adds up to like $2 billion annually. But how did we get here? You see, the popularity of these betting activities didn't just happen out of the blues. There's a driving factor. As the industry started to see growth, many companies turned to high-profile individuals to promote their brands and attract new customers. Here is Nwankwo Kanu, the football legend promoting SportyBet and sportsbet.io. Nwankwo Kanu is a name that needs no introduction in the world of football. The former Nigerian international striker is one of the most respected and admired footballers in Africa, with a career that spanned over 2 decades. After retiring from professional football, Kanu became the brand ambassador of Sportybet in 2016, promoting the platform to his fans and followers across Nigeria. Kanu's reputation as a sportsman and his popularity among football fans made him a natural choice for Sportybet. As the brand ambassador, Kanu has appeared in Sportybet commercials, social media campaigns, and other promotional activities showcasing the platform's features and benefits. Another influential figure in this line of work is Davido, the music sensation promoting 1xBet. You see, Davido may be unavailable, but not 1xBet. He is no doubt one of the most popular and influential musicians in Africa, with millions of fans and followers across the continent and the world. He has won several awards for his music. In May 2021, Davido became the brand ambassador for 1xBet, promoting the global online betting company to his massive following. And then there is the football icon JJ Okocha, the legend promoting BetKing. In 2018, BetKing unveiled a new brand identity with JJ Okocha as his king of the game. The new brand identity features a new logo, slogan, and website, which reflects the company's evolution and growth over the years. JJ Okocha is one of the most respected and admired footballers.
Listening to this short clip, you will know that sport betting in Nigeria is deep. In Lagos, Nigeria, 2023, a 22-year-old university dropout named Emeka sits in a scrapped betting shop. His eyes blood spot from sleepless nights. He's placed his bet, last 5,000 Naira, on a sure bet, a 10-game accumulator that promises a 2 million payout. The final match ends and he loses. Again, Emeka is alone. Across Nigeria, millions of young men are trapped in a circle of addiction, debt, and broken dreams, all fueled by the country's most insidious scam, sports betting. But here is the truth they don't want you to know. The odds are rigged, the wins are staged, and the billion-dollar betting industry spray on Nigerian youth like the wolf in sheep clothing. Tonight, we will explore how this system works and why it's destroying a generation of Gen Zs. A decade ago, sport betting barely existed in Nigeria. Today, it's a 2 trillion industry, bigger than Nollywood. How did this happen? It comes through a perfect storm of unemployment crisis where 33% of Nigerian youth are jobless. Betting promises easy money now, wetin man go do? They start with aggressive marketing, where our celebrities like Naira, Marley and Fino, Davido and others endorses betting brand. Instagram, WhatsApp, and even your churches, they are doing adverts on bet. And they use psychological manipulation, like the way 1xBet will tell you for your first betting, and they will give you certain amount. They will say bet free, deposit 500 to win 1 million. See cap, then go cap una go bet. Use my promo code and get 300% bonus, and you mugu go carry your money, say make you start. Once you don't start, now so you go be. You have seen the video, young guys winning millions overnight. But what if I told you most are fake, paid actors? Many winners are influencers are paid to post stage win. Algorithm manipulation. This is one of the tricks they use. Bookmakers twerk odd in real time to ensure loses. Withhold winning. Story of bettor. Haven't you heard story of bettors blocked after big winning? Sometimes they don't pay them. Sometimes they threaten them and they run away. Let's take the human toll. This is not just about money. It's about broken lives. Example like real victim that speaks to me was David, 24 years old. I stole from my mom's shop. Now, she won't talk to me. Chioma that is 19. My boyfriend bet our rent money. We got evicted. And Dr. Adebayo, a psychologist too. I see 10 patients a week with gambling depression. It don't chop their head. But let's ask the question, who is getting rich? Why Nigeria suffer? A few men are getting fleeting rich. The big players are the Nigerian billionaires. Owners of Bet Naija, Sportybet and 1xBet lives abroad. Foreign companies, many betting firms are registered in tax haven like Malta. Now there dem dey run am. Some of the foreign companies who owns this betting firm are all living in Europe. I mean, they are all located in Europe and they are making money from Nigeria and Africa in general. And the government too are complicit. Regulator collect tax but ignore the addiction crisis. But after all, they will all say it is a legitimate business. Let's move further. When the dim glow of smartphone screen illuminates the face of young men hunched over in makeshift betting shop across Lagos, Port Harcourt and Kano, their eyes are glued to live football match from Europe. Their fingers nervously refreshing betting app, their last hope and their last Naira. Riding on the outcome of the game played thousands of miles away. This scene repeats itself daily in every corner of Nigeria, where what was once a niche pastime has exploded into a multi-billion naira industry, systematically exploiting the desperation of a generation raised on broken promises of prosperity. Oh my God, the rise of a predatory empire. Sporting bet was virtually non-existent in Nigeria just over a decade ago. Today, like I said earlier, it's a 2 trillion behemoth, dwarfing sector like Nollywood and even revealing oil in its own grip on its nation youth. The industry explosive growth is no accident. It's a result of a perfect storm of economic despair, aggressive cooperative manipulation, and government negligence. With youth unemployment at a staggering 33% and a minimum wage stuck at 70,000 with the ridiculous exchange rate and rise in dollar, betting companies have positioned themselves as the only accessible path to financial freedom. Their marketing bad. They will pay your Instagram influencer to flaunt stack of cash supposedly won overnight. Musicians like Naira, Marley again, and Fino star in commercial that equate gambling with success. Even pastors subtly endorse betting as God blessing fake pastors, not them. The message is clear. All you need is one lucky bet to escape poverty. And so you go dey play. Yes, you go lose your dignity, lose your respect, lose your babe, lose your family, all in the name of say you won't win sure odd. But behind that flashy ad lies a rigged system designed to ensure that the vast majority loss permanently. Every day, social media flood with video of young men screaming in joy, waving words of Naira, and thanking betting platform for their life-changing win. What is not shown are the thousands who lost everything chasing the same dream. Investigation revealed that many of these viral winners are paid actors or affiliate marketers. Make I no lie for now, me I don lost 250k for betting. All these affiliate marketers incentivists to lure new victim. Na so dem dey do am. Even when real win happen, the fine print ensure that withdrawals are delayed, accounts are suddenly blocked for verification, or most insidiously winning are drip fed back into more bets until the player is broken again. Former employee of a major betting firm confessed that algorithms are tweaked in real time to minimize payouts. A leaked internal memo from one of Nigeria's largest betting companies fluently states ensure 95% of the accumulator loses. The business model is simple: exploit hope, encourage addiction, and profit from loss. The consequence, looking at the human catastrophe, the consequence extend far beyond lost money. Family are torn apart as sons steal from parents to fund their addiction. Relationship crumble when rent money vanish into a last-minute accumulator bet. Mental health crisis surge, with psychiatrists reporting a spike in depression and suicide attempts linked to gambling losses in Onitsha. A 24-year-old jump off into a bridge after losing 800k, his entire saving. In Lagos, a father of two was stabbed to death by debt collector after borrowing from loan shark to chase losses. Yet, the most tragic victim are the millions of young Nigerians who could have been learning trade, building businesses, or furthering their education, but instead wasted hours, days, and years glued to betting app, chasing an illusion. But let's ask ourselves, who really win? Why the ordinary Nigerians suffer? A small cabal of billionaires and foreign corporations laugh their way to offshore bank accounts. The biggest betting company in Nigerians are owned by a handful of ultra-wealthy elites who lives in Dubai, London, and Monaco. Far removed from the devastation they fuel, many of these firms are registered in tax haven like Malta and Cyprus, ensuring minimal financial accountability. Worst, the Nigerian government, while collecting tax from this company, has done little to regulate their predatory practices. Politicians shrug off calls for reform, muttering about free market enterprises, while an entire generation is hollowed out by addiction. So how do you break the circle? There's a way out, but it starts with brutal honesty. The first step is admitting that betting is not a side hustle, but a financial debt trap. Self-exclusion app like blocking betting sites. While support group provide communities for those struggling to quit, real alternative like learning coding, learning trading, or even vocational skills offer actual pathway to income, no matter how slow or difficult. The bitter truth is that the house always wins. Nigerian youth deserve better than a future mortgage to a rigged game. It is time to wake up before another generation is lost to this greatest scam of all. My brother, use your brain. Leave this thing alone. Go hustle. Sell something. That money we won't use gamble. Gather and start one small business. You run a small. Even though now, say you start social media, just start from somewhere. You go there, use and play betting. Then go they chop your money. You go come again and go chop her. You go come again and go chop her. You know they tire. Leave all this fictitious money that you're thinking to make. Because money where you hustle get, you go use and well. But my brother, if you win betting money safe, you go lose all the money. You go struggle because you go know how to manage her. Make a live now with this deep explanation by this Ihedi Light of Africa. Then you understand how betting work and how they are scamming you through betting. After watching, don't forget to subscribe, like, and help me share this video. Peace.
Those days that Boko Haram are terrorizing non-indigens in the north, a certain married man from Agbani in Kano West local government area in Enugu State came back from the north with his wife and his family. Boko Haram are killing people in the north. Boko Haram are frustrating non-indigens, and so in escape of life, the man came back home with his wife and his 2 children. And you know, when you migrate from north to southeast, transition into culture, you discover things are too costly here in southeast. The rent is costly. The food is costly. The transport fare is costly. You even pay for water here. So things became extraordinarily costly for the young man. So the man enters into what is called hunger terrorism. The man began to struggle on how to feed himself, his wife, and his 2 children. But then on this particular evening, the man sat out in the corridor of his house and began to fuse his head. I can't continue like this. I can't remain poor. There must be a solution to this. You know, as you approach maturity, as you come into manhood, you will realize the reason why at the end of every day, your father will come and sit out in the veranda alone and just play all this Oliver the Coco or Sedebe song and just sit down there alone. You will think the old man like isolation. No, sir. Such is the fate of this young man who have come back from the north with his wife and his family and struggling to feed them. This particular evening, the young man just sat out alone in the corridor of the house and was fusing his head. The man says, I can't be poor. There must be a way out of no way. We live in a world where people are limited in lack of understanding. I must find a solution to this. What did this man do? The man went to the market and bought a full bag of rice. In those days, a bag of rice is sold around 25 to 30,000 naira. The man bought one big bag of rice, foreign rice for that matter. And then the man bought a carton of tomatoes, one big carton of tomatoes. And then the man equally bought a gallon of groundnut oil. What did the man do? The man went to the people who are designing graphics and told them to design for him a raffle. As you are growing up as a little child, when you go to buy balloon during festive period, there is always this raffle they give you. So when you pay for the balloon, maybe the balloon is 10 naira or 20 naira. You will pick. If you pick, they will check the number you pick and they will give it to you. Exact thing this young man went and designed. And then on this particular Eke market day, the young man called the boy and says, young boy, put this bag of rice and this groundnut oil on top and these tomatoes and follow me at my back with your barrow. And as the young man follows him with the barrow, guarded by his bell in his right hand and his rifle in his left hand, the young man was ringing the bell in the market. Bag of rice, 500. Bag of rice, 500. Haba rice, 500. Tomatoes, 300. Granite oil, 200. And you know, all the women that heard bag of rice, 500, we turn back to look at what is this man trying to talk about. Where can we buy a bag of rice, 500 naira? And then the man will turn and explain to them, a bag of rice and my company have sent me here to come and do giveaway. This is a bag of rice that we are giving out as low as 500 naira. What you just have to do is to pay 500 and just, pick one out of this my raffle. If you pick the number that is on this bag of rice, it will be given unto you. One of the bag of rice may have number 10. The tomatoes may have number 6. And then the granite oil may have number 2. Something like that. And so the women, out of their curiosity, is just 500. I can use it to win a bag of rice. The woman will put 500 there, and he will give the woman the raffle. The woman pick the raffle. The woman will say, hey, oh, me say the bag of rice. And the woman who lose the 500 will like to recover the 500. The woman will play again. Before you know it, one have 1.5 na rice. And then another person will come and play 300 for tomatoes. Another person will come and play 200 for granite oil. Any place the young man come, the crowd gather. He says, my company sent me to come and do giveaway. This is a bag of rice, 500. This is a carton of tomatoes, 300. You can just win it. And as the guy is migrating and transiting, before you know it, the boy will attend to, the man will attend to up to 7,500 people. When he gets to around 100 people, he has made at least getting to 50 something to 70,000 naira. The money for the bag of rice has been recovered times 2. And when the crowd gather, what he will now do is to release the code. So one of the women will win it. And here is the secret. The woman who won it may be your neighbor in the shop. The woman who won it may be your neighbor in the house. The woman who won it, you know the woman in the street. So the woman is actually somebody you will see carrying bag of rice and coming to drop in your shop. So you are motivated. Anger fuels in your heart. That this 500 I lost, somebody eventually won it. So there is this optimistic curiosity to come back again for revenge. So at the end of every day, your neighbor will come back with a bag of rice. And then the funny thing is, immediately a woman won the bag of rice, she will go and carry another bag of rice and put there. He says, my company sent me to come and do giveaway. It's a bag of rice, just 500. And do you know, before you know it, at the end of every day, this young man will sell 3 bags of rice. Crowd keep on contributing. When the young man see that over 100 people has contributed 500, he will release the code. And the person who won the code may be your classmate. The person who won the bag of rice may be your neighbor in the street. So this is somebody you see carrying the barrow. It came to a point that on the every Eke market day, market women will be stretching their neck to see if the mocha rice 500 is coming. That's how desperate they are waiting for him. You know, this man did this for almost 6 months. And then the man bought a Highlander. As I mentioned Highlander now, people who are in Agbani will know who I'm talking about. The man bought a Highlander. And as they are talking, this man with a Highlander. A land came out at the back of Amru Road towards St. John's side. A land worth of 8 million naira. The man bought the land. When the man bought land of 8 million naira, that was when the women of Ekaba came to self-realization. Now this man has opened a company in a Kagban that no other man has. How did they stop him? They went to the security man and says, tell this man not to carry this rice and enter here again. We don't want to play gambling because it's so tempting for the women. The women cannot resist the pleasure. The women cannot resist the urge. They may even have a meeting within themselves and says, "Moka para is 500, we will no longer patronize him." But when the man, once he enters the market, there is always a particular woman who will say, "It's my money, let me go and try."